Hey guys, welcome to another Mr. R show, and we'll cut to the chase. We wanted to give this some time before reacting to the passing of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, because people can jump the gun on this type of stuff, and you can see a lot of awful takes. I know on my Twitter I said a few things about it, but in general we didn't want to do a live reaction until give it some time. I think I'll start off with saying both me and Andy recognize the level or the how huge of iconic figure she is, and she'll go down in history as being someone who did a lot of great things for the country. And regardless if you agree with her politically or legally, she was an amazing woman, and she will be remembered for a long time as a titan of the Supreme Court. And we pray for her family, and I feel like a lot of people can sometimes get wrapped up in passings like this, not acknowledged how well and how great of a lawyer she was, and like so many rulings and so many things she did to advance freedom for people in this country. So, Andy, you have anything to add to that?
She was just such a trailblazer for women in this country. When she took the chair at the Supreme Court back in the 90s, women's rights were completely different than they are now. She made it, able for women to be able to sign mortgages without having a man to co-sign stuff. That's just one of the few things she did to further advance women's rights. Now, I might not agree with her 100% on all of her politics. You can't do that with everybody. It's hard to get someone like that. But she was an amazing woman, and you cannot deny the amazing accomplishments she did in her tenure as a Supreme Court. She was such a trailblazer, like I said. She set the standard for what not only what a woman judge should be, but what a judge should be. Period. She was a nice woman. Everyone loved her. It shows just how important bipartisanship is. When her best friend in the Supreme Court was Justice Scalia, who was as conservative as you can get, but they were friends. They disagreed on politics, fundamentals about the country, but they were very friendly and they loved each other very dearly. It
Hmm.
just goes to show that that's how you get things done in this country, and she knew that, and she will be missed. And at a time like this, we don't need to go ahead and jump in the political debates about filling her seat. But we should just take some time to grieve
Hmm.
passing because she was an amazing woman and will dearly be missed.
Yeah, and he saw a lot of bad takes after this happened, and it reminds you two people like that being able to get together. It's possible. It is possible. So it's just really, really sad for me to kind of see how they treated Garland, and now that the Republicans want to completely treat a Trump nominee who I think should still get a shot completely differently 2 months before election. I also think it's very bad politics. I think it would be better if they just waited until say, hey, we're not gonna hold confirmation hearings until after election. That way, you give your base voters something to be energized about instead of holding it beforehand. And if you fail, you're gonna look not just stupid, but you're gonna remove that energy from the base, and if you do confirm it, you're going to have a lot of pissed off liberals. Let me say, like, I don't know how you feel about it, Andy. We haven't talked about it yet, but I don't see the logic behind going for it uh, before the election.
Logic and politics, as in like strategy, I will not talk about because that's all opinion based, right? It could be good strategy, it could be bad strategy. My personal belief with the confirming a judge or before an election year, to me, I think the sitting president has the authority to. That's why we elect a president for 4 years. But I will have to say that because of what the Republicans and the Democrats did in 2016, it set a precedent that
Yeah.
you cannot have that happen. And so both sides will look like hypocrites if they push a judge through. In 2016, the Democrats were fighting to get Garland onto the Supreme Court, and the Republicans were telling him, no, it's an election year, and they butt heads. This year, the roles are flipped. I mean, it's not a shocker. It's a different judge. It's a different president. It makes sense, but it's just going to show those colors for the Republicans, like you said, that are trying to keep their Senate seats. Like
Yeah,
an
and
example, real quick, is Lindsey Graham.
yeah.
He's already came out and said that he's going to vote to push it through, even though both me and you put on our Twitter account that his own words in 2016 was he would not vote. Right
And
there,
use his own words against them. And I think the
exactly.
difference here is the Republicans won that fight in 2016. They won and they decided to make it the president, hey, you cannot nominate a Supreme Court justice. Again, my personal view, he should be able to get a vote, but the Senate itself shouldn't say yes to putting up another person. Now, Andy, do you think it's good politics on the Republicans' part? Do you think if they push him through, let's say he gets through by a vote, um, do you think that's better if they just waited? Like,
They should, politics strategy wise, they should wait. You're going to have, I saw a great tweet from this person the other day that basically you might get your Supreme Court judge, but you're going to lose a lot of senators. A lot of Republican senators are going to lose their seat because then voters are going to say, this man or woman was flip floppy and lied to us in 2016 till now. They've changed.
well, it's not even that. It's just more like the base of Democratic Party. Like, you want to light a fire under one base. You nominate another Republican judge, and you have a Supreme Court that's what, like 6-3 in favor of Republicans. You're talking about a liberal base that feels like it has to have a landslide win in order to have any say in governing in the next 3 or 4 years. That's why, to me, it's like it makes more sense just to wait. You energize your base, you keep the other base from getting super energized, and then you can just push them through during a lame duck session. Like you're already hypocrites already. Just wait until Trump is a lame duck if he does lose and push him through. Now, people did point out that if McSally, which is pretty clear she's going to lose, if she loses, she actually gets out a little bit sooner than everyone else. She gets out, I believe, November like the 28th or 29th. So the end of November, that leaves Republicans only a 2 week window, 3 week window between the election and losing another Republican senator. That leaves a 2 week window for them to push through this judge. It's just, to me, it's very, very weird that Republicans, like, I get it, like you get a shot to put a Supreme Court justice, you're going to try to do it, but it's not good politically. And as someone who's a Republican supporting Biden, I also think it's not a big deal if Biden ends up winning and the Republicans don't get to nominate someone. To me, it's fine because it's already a 5-4 conservative Supreme Court. So if Biden gets to nominate another Democrat afterwards and it replaces the liberal with the liberal, that keeps good balance on the court. I think the court right now relatively has done a really good job of being balanced and fair. I know a lot of people don't agree with that, but that's my personal opinion. So it's like, to me, this is a non-issue. And for everyone out there, Joe Biden has never supported packing the court. He has never himself said those words. So I know a lot of Republicans are trying to, yeah, the same people who set the precedent that you can't nominate a Supreme Court justice before election are the same people sitting on their high horses saying, "Oh, this, if Joe Biden tried to pack the court, it would be the worst precedent-breaking thing ever." It's like, you guys don't care about precedents, number one, so get off your high horse. Number two, Joe Biden has never said he wanted to do that. So I think that's a little kind of putting the cart before the horse with Joe Biden's views on it.
It's going to be a very historic, just one, it's already been a historic election because of COVID, because of lots of leaks, because of a crazy time. But now this is going to cause even more controversy. It's 2 months from the election, and we're full steam ahead. So, guys, if you want to catch all of our reactions, all of our predictions, all of our thoughts, subscribe to this channel. Real quick before we go, just another condolences to Ruth Bader Ginsburg's family, her friends. Our thoughts are with all of them. It's a tough loss for this nation. She will be dearly missed. She was a great judge. Ashton, any last words?
No, she was a great judge. She was a titan. We'll kind of expand upon this on our podcast, the more ramifications of it. I had hoped she was gonna make it. This with anyone. This year has been brutal. It's been a brutal year,
Yeah,
and I hope she's remembered just for the things she did, and like like I said, everyone tune in if you want expanded thoughts. We'll probably go into this a little bit more. Our podcast is now on some podcasting sites. I don't think it's on Google yet. We're trying to get it there, and it's on iTunes Plus. So if you guys want us to expand more, I think we'll probably do like not a tribute, so to say, but kind of go into our history a little bit during our podcast and kind of talk about some of the great things a little bit more than we did here to give her a little bit more credit. And I know Andy said a few things, but kind of I feel like when someone passed, their honor and memory deserves it. So we'll go ahead and do that. Tune in to our next podcast if you guys want to hear about that, hear a little bit more about her great history.
all right, guys, thank you for watching. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you guys in the next video.